guys, welcome to Guitar Paradiso on Andertons TV. I am Peter.
And I am Mick, hello.
Hello, and today we're going to look at some postmodern Journeyman Fender custom shop guitars. Absolutely amazing. What have you got?
Okay, so this is a custom shop Strat. It's in a series called Postmodern, as Pete said. And Postmodern is not linked to any direct period in Fender's history, so it's not like a strict reissue, and they combine features of Fender guitars over the years, such as compound radius fingerboard, 9.5 to 12 inches, so comfy down here. Bit of that up there.
A bit of there.
Thin jumbo frets.
Yep.
Sculpted heel.
Exactly. Which then again gives you that, it's sort of a modern feel, isn't it? It's like they get all those modern things that people like.
Staggered height tuners, the kind of stuff that has a vintage aesthetic in rough terms, but does away with some of those vintage playability traits that people find difficult to do.
Yeah, where you can struggle a little bit with the with those specs, you know.
Yeah.
And these are the Journeyman is a way of what it looks like, basically.
So Fender's finishes in various custom shop guitars have come in different stages of knackeredness, shall we say.
Knackeredness.
There was NOS, New Old Stock,
Yep.
which is a guitar basically pretty much straight out the case, so a
Yep.
new guitar. Then came Closet Classic.
Classic, like you would have found one in a closet or
Yeah.
under the bed or something.
So it showed various...
A little bit of play, it's been played a little bit.
And then you leap straight to Relic, which was
Yeah.
a pretty heavily...
But there was three, isn't it? Like there's some stages in relicking as well, isn't it? You get a heavy
Yeah,
relic
heavy-
one,
yeah.
you get a light relic one. So you know, you see some of them, like for instance, the John Mayer that was there was completely knackered, or the Roy Gallagher's completely knackered. Of course, these are custom shop made to be like their guitars, but still, you can get that heavy relicking. These are not that heavy.
Yeah, so the Journeyman series is basically in between Closet Classic and Relic.
Yeah.
And they've done a really fantastic job on the checking, on the lacquer checking.
Yeah.
Light wear that you can see. So it's
Yeah,
it's not completely beat up by like a Relic, but it still
you
feels
can,
like
it's been played a little bit on yours. You can see that, like we've got one here in the back as well. You can see that it's where it would have been played a lot. The D chord, and that's aged as well to look nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Relic fingerboards that are only that relic, so
Yeah.
I guess they're all going to be slightly different.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
So they, in broad strokes, the Strats come in 4 colours: Dakota Red, Olympic White, Black, and 3 colour Sunburst.
Yeah.
Sort of a 58 style that, because you've got 3 ply, 58, 59 transition, because you've got 3 ply and 3 colour and maple.
Yeah.
Which is a look that some people go for.
Yeah. Ash bodies.
Ash bodies, yeah, lightweight ash bodies.
Lightweight. Yeah, I really like these guitars. You know,
Yeah.
I was quite surprised when I picked this off the wall today, and it's like, wait, it feels really, really light. So not like even as a lighter than a standard, you know. But but again, we talked about it with the Gibsons. You know, you get some of them gets a bit heavy on the knee. These sits much better, I think, for me as well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, weight is a contentious issue with guitars. Some people like light guitars, some people like light guitars less. Personally, I like light guitars.
Yeah.
Especially when they're ash, because there's a lot of ash Fenders that came out in the dark days of the 70s that are very, very heavy, and they have their own thing. But, you know, a decent vintage style ash Fender is
I like a good ash.
cool thing. Indeed.
Well, indeed. Anyway.
And round lamb boards is the other thing to say, which you obviously not on this because it's maple. So on the rosewood board,
Yeah, we'll have a bit of a.
it's a round lamb, so the fingerboard itself is a little bit thinner all the way across. Fret tangs go into the the neck. A lot of people really like that.
It's a little bit like I've got a 64 Strat, and the neck. This looks very similar. It's very thin.
Yeah, round lamb.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, some people like it.
I like that actually. I think that's pretty cool. So.
Good. So
Tones?
there is a rosewood Strat, but we don't have one.
No, we didn't have one today. So we got the maple necks.
Yeah, the maple neck.
But
So this is going into Tone King Royalist 45, which is a Marshall type amplifier. But as you can hear, I've got a reverb in the effects loop,
Yep.
which
So it's a fat 60s pickups, isn't
fat
it?
60s pickups.
Custom
So
shop
it's
pickups
just
in there.
pushing the amp into drive a little bit.
You like that one, don't you?
Just,
it's one of those when you get the tone, you just go, it's straight in there.
Yeah, because it's not like fizzing up like you would expect from some Marshall type amps. It's a much fatter sound.
Yeah.
And if you so
Fat
the pickups
60s.
in the Strat are also reverse wound, reverse polarity for the middle position, so you get hum cancelling. Here we go.
Yeah, as we know, single coils, they tend to have a little, they do.
Well, as an aside, Pete, I was having a conversation on Facebook Messenger this morning with somebody saying, how on earth do you deal with the buzz in your Blue Strat? And I'm like, every time I try and take it away, it sounds worse to me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather live with it. I'd rather move around the lights. I'd rather use the volume control.
Exactly, and that's what people just do. Hum is I think it's very difficult to get rid of especially with Strat single coil guitars.
Yeah. So it's
forget it. It will be there, and as soon as you kick some drive pedal in, and there's a couple of lights up, or somebody's put their phone on charge in the same thing as you,
Well,
little things like that.
Can you hear the buzz now?
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
Nope, I can hear sexy tones from the guitar. Honestly, that sounds really, really good.
Okay, so that was a neck pickup. Let's go to the middle and neck. So. Bridge and middle. Through this, it's sounding pretty thick and martially.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a Fender Hot Rock Deluxe, the kind of amp that a lot of people have. One of the amps that sounds great with, especially Fenders plugged into it. So let's hear what the Strat sound like with one of those.
Well, straight off the bat, it's quite quiet.
There you go. But you have also you gained that up a bit more, didn't you? So
Yeah.
and then you were rolling off the.
Yeah, I mean that's quite as a. Nice and Fendery.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm going to go back onto the bridge pickup. Let's just see.
Yeah.
You can see why they're called fat 60s pickups.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fat. You can hear there's a little bit of a rattle. There's probably something around here that sits and rattles with the amp. We do try to push them a little bit to get some good sounds out of it. So I think that sounds really good.
it does.
Yeah.
It's. I would say it's kind of slightly thicker than some Strats that I've played. It's kind
like
of
relics,
thicker.
Strats, or
Like very, very, very vintage sounding ones. It's
Yeah.
kind of thicker than that. It's got more body
Yeah.
to the sound. I think it was pushing the Tone King really, really nice. But yeah, very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
It is good. Yeah. And this is the telly. So we see what that sounds like. You had a little taster there in the beginning. We played a little Hamish Stewart, Average White Band, little groove there, a little hats out to him. I like that. It's very funky. So here we are on the front, on the neck pickup.
Mind if I turn the reverb down just a touch?
No, go for it. I've put that up before because I thought that sounded good.
A little bit.
Yeah. Again, do you want to do the whole thing again?
No.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the middle then. Let's go to the middle position. Nice and spanky. made you drop the guitar.
I dropped the guitar.
No, it's that's definitely
They're called Twisted Telly single coils by all accounts. That's got some beef. That
ridiculous.
Bridge pickup.
Yeah, a lot of. I'll probably, if it was my guitar, I'll probably take it down a little bit to match the level of these two guitars. But that's something I thought you.
Tell you what though, it's going to sound.
Tell you what.
I tell you what, man.
I tell you what. Let's see. Plug me in, baby.
Hang on, I'm just going to turn this one off.
Turn it off.
You'd think that in this day and age we could work out
a way of having the switching this mute switch and stuff.
It's not like I know anyone who makes switches or anything.
No. Exactly, and it's not like I have one. Okay, so we are here on the front. Middle. This is beefy.
It is beefy.
Hey! And this is still straight in. We don't have anything else in the chain, so that's Bosch straight into the Royalist. Alright, ready?
Love that. I've got an EP booster on the floor down here. I just want to hear that. So if you play and I'll kick it in. That's a powerful sound.
It is. I did actually do a video with this guitar on the Top Shelf Guitar Show that we also have here on Andertons TV, and I played this guitar and it just really sounds great into any amp. You know, I can't remember what I used the amp there, but it just really sounds good and it plays well. And whoever gets this guitar at some point will really get a great guitar. You know, one that you can use. No, Tellies are not for everybody, actually. Tellies are not as what do you call it? What's the word? Versatile?
Versatile
as a Strat, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a mindset thing.
You know somebody who...
I know lots of players who just love Tellies and can't get away from them. And actually would say that they're very versatile. I see jazz guys playing on the neck.
Oh, yeah. Might be,
but it's a different kind of versatile. I get that.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of... You'll never get the kind of hollowness you get out of a Strat.
No.
And that, obviously, Stratiness.
Stratiness.
But I think one surprise for a lot of people who aren't into Tellies is how much that bridge pickup can rock.
Oh, ridiculous. If you wanted something, let me just quickly demonstrate. Just this. I know a band where they play Tellies in called Status Quo. And that's a very good example on a rocking guitar sound, isn't it? Yeah, that's just Tellies into a Marshall.
Yeah, but right across.
But that's just one example of, it's also used. It's a very spanky sound, I find. So they're good for sort of country and that sort of funk music even, you know.
I honestly think you can use them for anything.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
And you drop that bottom E down to a D and stick it through some distortion, and
it's gonna rock your world.
I think we should try that.
Shall we?
Yeah, because you've got a distortion pedal on the floor there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a Plimsoll.
Okay, so we need to go back into Fender for this.
Yeah, I just need to pick this out. I'll give you this.
Yeah.
You plug in.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, while he does that, I'm going to try the EP booster with the Strat. So here we go, bridge pickup. fingers aren't quite working today, but the tone is, I think.
Okay. I think they're working just fine. There we go.
So play this chord.
Maybe not that guy. It still sounds amazing though.
It sounds good. It really does sound good.
You wouldn't expect that sort of tone to come out of it. But,
yeah. Who'd have thought?
And
Fender Telecaster, Hot Rod Deluxe,
Plimsoll full tone.
Plimsoll.
Well, hey man, I mean that's ridiculous, isn't it? By the way, Telly comes in black, red, and this blonde, which reminds me of the Mary Kay they did like 54, like a long time ago. You can see the ash through it. This is also nice.
I'd say, I mean, I've always been a fan of Fender, the aged finishes.
Yeah.
But this is definitely my favourite because I find some of the heavy relicking is not really to my taste.
Yeah.
The brand new ones always take a few years just to, get them to where you want to be. This feels like a good compromise.
I've got a relic from about '99. So where it's got an R on the serial number. So it's one of some of the first ones they did, and to me that's really, really good. And these are really close to that when you look at them as well. It's not completely overdone.
Yeah.
It's cracked nicely.
Yeah, that's the one thing they seem to have really improved is the checking.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at this other Strat here. This looks amazing, doesn't it?
How does that compare to your black one then? Given that your black one's a custom shop relic, right?
Yeah. The action is very different. If we take that, so I think sound wise, I've got 55 pickups in my custom shop 55s. These are definitely fatter.
Yeah.
The tone is definitely fatter.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. And of course the setup is different. I've set mine up myself because I like to do that, so I know exactly what it is. This is a little bit high for me. I know you like a little bit higher than I do. But playing wise, I've got a fat neck as well because mine is a 54. Remember, so I've got the fat neck. This is like because of the postmodern. Of course, you get the easy to play neck and all.
Yeah,
that
they
stuff
call it mid-60s C is what they call it.
Exactly. So it feels kind of slim actually when you pick the guitar. But if you go down to the shop and you try one of these, you probably get surprised actually when you look at it and you go, "This is going to feel like an old relic guitar," but it doesn't actually. It's very, very slim. The telly is much fatter in the neck than this is. This feels really slim. It almost feels like my 60s Strat actually.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a taper on it, but not a huge amount. I mean, it's not by no means like an overly vintage feeling neck. It's just nice comfy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that'll do. Thanks for watching Guitar Paradiso. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.